Okay, good morning, children. Now today I'll be starting with a new chapter, that is sovereignty, chapter number 5. Okay, which means I've already completed the previous chapter, that is political ideologies. Understood? So today I'll be beginning with a new chapter, sovereignty. Now from sovereignty syllabus, I'll be repeating again. Okay, its meaning, okay, features or characteristics, understood, and the different kinds of sovereignty. Now for this particular chapter, I've already sent you a note, okay, in the PDF form, understood. So please go through that note also. Clear? Now I begin with first and foremost, what exactly does sovereignty mean? Now before I start the meaning, the explanation of sovereignty, one thing I would like to tell you is, in the previous chapter, elements of state, clear? In that particular chapter also we've done, where I told you that sovereignty is one of the most essential element of a state, because a state has 4 elements: territory, government, isn't it? Then population and sovereignty. So sovereignty comes under one of the most important elements of a state, without which the existence of a state is totally meaningless. Understood? Now, apart from that, what exactly does sovereignty mean? Now, sovereignty means the supreme powers. Clear? It can be supreme powers given to the people, or it can be supreme powers which are given to the state. Understood? Now here, for example, in India, the people enjoy supreme sovereign powers. Why? Because India, a democratic country. Okay, but here in this context, sovereignty means here the state has got supreme sovereign powers over the people, which means the state has got full control over the people. So there is no limit to sovereignty which is given to the state. Understood? So meaning of sovereignty is very, very simple. We can start with sovereignty is one of the most essential element of a state, along with the other 3 elements. But without sovereignty, the state cannot exist at all, because existence of sovereignty is a must. Then you can say that here sovereignty means the supreme power which is given to a state. Why? Because the state must have supreme control, supreme power over the life of each and every individual. So that is the meaning of sovereignty. Understood? Then we come to the features or the characteristics. Understood? So the first feature or the first characteristic, you can say, of sovereignty is that absoluteness. Now here, absoluteness means sovereignty is absolute, and unlimited means no state here can exist without sovereignty. Means when we have a state, sovereignty is a must. Clear? Not only that, here it is a supreme power, as I said, which is given to the state. Then it is supreme. Why? Because here the state has got utmost control, clear, over the life of each and every individual. Hence, sovereignty cannot be taken away from the state. If it is taken away from the state, the existence of a state shall be meaningless. Because wherever we have a state, as I said, existence of sovereignty is a must. So that is called absoluteness. Clear? Absoluteness means where the state has got supreme sovereign power. Over whom? Over everyone, over every individual. Clear? Not only that, here no one can take away sovereignty from the state, because sovereignty belongs to the state, and state's existence is meaningless without sovereignty. Understood? So this is the first feature of sovereignty. The next one is permanence. Permanence means which stays forever, isn't it? So here, since state is permanent, yes or no? State does not go away. Once created, state does not go away. It is there permanently, which means if state exists permanently, naturally the existence of sovereignty is also permanent, because the state exists forever. Unlike a government which keeps on changing. but sovereign powers remain the same. But here, state is permanent, sovereignty is also permanent. Clear? Because till the time the state exists, sovereignty is always there. Unlike example I'm giving you of a government which keeps on changing, but sovereignty always remains the same. So that is permanence, the second feature. Then the third feature is exclusiveness. Here, exclusiveness means here the exclusive power, that is a sovereign power, is given to whom? Only to the state. It cannot be given to everyone. Exclusively, sovereignty is enjoyed only by the state. That is why here, since state enjoys the supreme or sovereign powers, so therefore, as a result of which, the sovereign powers cannot be given to anyone else, cannot be divided. Because if sovereignty is divided, then there shall be existence of more than one state. Clear? Because each state is sovereign in its own ways, means every state enjoys its own sovereign powers. That is why we have rules and regulations which depends upon state to state. Why? Because every state makes its own laws and every state is sovereign in their own manner. Then we have indivisibility. Now here, indivisibility means here the sovereign powers cannot be divided. It is given to one particular state, so that state enjoys sovereignty forever, which I explained in permanence. Clear? Where one state enjoys sovereign powers forever till the time the state exists. Clear? Because the same sovereign powers cannot be given to another state. So indivisibility here means sovereign powers enjoyed by one state cannot be divided, because if sovereignty is divided, what happens? There can be existence of more than one or two or three states. Hence, sovereignty cannot be divided at all. The fifth one is comprehensive and universal. Universality means here, universal means it's the same. So sovereignty of the state is all comprehensive and universal, means it extends, it is applicable to all the individuals, to all the people living within the territory of that particular state. Say for example, this is one particular state. Clear? And the state has got supreme powers within the territory of this entire state. So people living within this entire state, they are responsible, answerable to whom? To the state. Why? Because state has got supreme powers over people living within the territory of that particular state. Then the last one is inalienability. Here, inalienability means state cannot be taken away, or state cannot separate its sovereignty from itself. Why? Because state, sovereignty, they are interlinked. They are related to one another. Clear? So state cannot go away from sovereignty. Similarly, sovereignty cannot be taken away from the state. Because I already told you, state and sovereignty, they work together. Clear? Because sovereignty, as I already mentioned, one of the most important elements of a state, along with your territory, government, population. Understood? So even if sovereignty is taken away, the existence of a state, as I said, is totally meaningless, totally useless. Because state is nothing without sovereignty. Understood? So today's class, I have done sovereignty, just simple meaning, supreme power. Okay, supreme power given to whom? State. Understood? Then the 6 features, just in short, okay, short explanations: absoluteness, permanence, exclusive, indivisibility, comprehensive, and inalienability. Inalienability means the sovereignty cannot be taken away from the state, because one is related to the other. Okay, so in the next class, okay, this also I've already given you a note, that is the different kinds of sovereignty. Nominal, okay, titular, understood, political, then you have legal, and you have de jure sovereignty and de facto sovereignty. So thank you, class.